Okay, guys, April 14, 2015. Let's see what we had today for bonds. Had a couple of good trades. Had a signal this morning at 310. I could never get filled. This chart doesn't do it justice, but it just kind of ran away. It did pull back there, but after typically 4 or 5 bars, I'm not interested in trying to get an entry anymore. But I couldn't get a fill on this uh, long signal at 310. I did take this short signal and got several ticks out of that. It was a nice profitable trade right before, boom, 7:30 news came out, and this thing just took off. I don't typically trade right before news. I took this signal knowing that I had, an hour or so before, but as you can see, you don't know. This thing could have gone down just as easy as it went up. But this guy took off, literally took off. At one time, it was up almost 2 full points. And you can see it was right here around the pivot, main pivot point. Look what it does. It runs up to these first pivot levels, chops, pulls back a little bit, takes off again. I really thought it was going to hit the second pivot level, but it didn't quite get up there. I did take this short signal, made some ticks as well. Look how it comes right down to pivot, bounces, and then sells off the rest of the afternoon. So it almost retraced. This was starting off at right at 164. 164.03 was the pivot, and this guy got down to 164.08. I really thought it was going to retrace this whole move. Over the last few weeks, it's been doing this pretty consistently, but it typically takes the next day to retrace these big moves, but not today. The indexes, S&P and stuff, took off this afternoon, so that put the downward pressure on bonds. Anyway, a couple of good trades today. Of course, this looks like, oh man, you missed all this move, but you never know on the news. But I had a good trade here and a real good trade here. Wished I could have caught that. That would have really topped it off for me today. But all in all, it was a successful day. I'm going to pull this daily chart over here and see if I can. Want to show you what I'm talking about because I had some questions today on this. But you can look and see this is starting 3/18, March 18. We kind of get up into this chop area because there's a lot of resistance up here at this 166 and change level. Got a pretty good channel here, but look what's happened. It went up and then down, down, and we chop up, down, up, down. And some more chop. This guy went way up today. Didn't quite get to the top of the channel and then pulls back to the middle. The other thing we've got here is this thing's flattening out. When this flattens out, we get this kind of stuff. It's the same stuff that happened back here at the 1st of February when we had hit the top and then we chop a little bit and then boom. Also, down here we have a squeeze building on the 30-year daily. So this will become interesting. This is always interesting on ZB daily squeezes, and when those things start moving, we typically have a good move. So we'll see what happens. I can go back a little bit here, see if we can see it. No, it's not going to show us, but the last daily squeeze kind of propelled us. I don't know which way this thing's going to resolve yet, but it's looking like it's losing some momentum here. And if you draw the Fibonacci, we have a lot of Fibonacci resistance right here on that white line area. So we'll see what happens, but you need to be watching the daily squeeze on bonds because it's going to turn into something that we can make a lot of money on. Anyway, that's today, 4/14. one day before taxes and those big checks that have to be written. Hope all this